A continuación, CPS Noticias.
Elections are almost here. It's the middle of restaurant weeks, and it's Monday night at CPS News with Jessy and Brent, the news that speaks your language. And thank you so much for tuning in again. I think we're gonna have a great newscast for you tonight, including a great interview, and of course, my wonderful co-host. Hey, Jessy.
Hi, Brent. How are you? I think I'm a little chubbier this week. It's been fun. Restaurant week has been very fun. So if you haven't been to any of the restaurants they have on their list, you should check them out. Thanks for being with us in this great newscast. Thank you for all the comments that you have been sending. We have a lot of news to cover today. So what do you say if we get right to it?
Let's do it. We've got the headlines. You know they're coming next, and let's hear them, and let's get some news in ya.
This evening on CPS News, we have a lineup of informative and engaging stories impacting our community that you won't want to miss. Puerto Vallarta's iconic Hotel Mercurio, seized amid Pride festivities, leaves guests stranded. Puerto Vallarta Center residents decry neglect amid tourist boom, demand urgent action on infrastructure and hygiene. Long-awaited paving of Avenue Las Flores begins, residents frustrated by sudden road closure and traffic disruptions. Puerto Vallarta pushes to certify 60 tourism businesses under Child Protection Code, expanding efforts across sector. Tonight, our anchor, Brent Lane, will have an exclusive live interview with Rodrigo Lopez discussing the lead-up to the Mexican elections on June 2nd. He will cover the presidential, governor, and mayoral elections, so be sure to stay tuned. Get ready to hear these stories and much more on CPS News Tonight with Jessy and Brent.
In our first story tonight, I'm sure many of you have heard about the Hotel Mercurio story on social media. Well, there's much more to this story and much more coming. But if you're not aware of it, here are some of the details read by Renee.
Authorities seized popular gay hotel Mercurio amid tourist influx for Pride weekend. A major surprise hit Puerto Vallarta's romantic zone when authorities seized the iconic gay hotel Mercurio right before Pride Vallarta 2024. The hotel, located near Los Muertos Beach Pier and owned by Paul Christ, had sold out for the event. On May 17th, the International Day Against Homophobia, officials, accompanied by police and moving trucks, executed the seizure due to a bank debt. Witnesses reported the process was calm but disruptive. Guests, making up 80% of the hotel's occupancy, were not allowed to enter or retrieve their belongings, leaving them stranded. Furniture and valuables were moved out, emptying the hotel. The situation caused major inconvenience for tourists, and it's unclear what will happen to those with reservations for the busy Pride week. With information from Miguel Gonzalez Guerra, Susan McKenna, CPS News.
Thanks, Renee. And in addition, Paul Chris, previous owner of Hotel Mercurio, posted a letter to the community on a Facebook group further explaining the situation. It sounds like it's a complicated situation that has gone for about 20 years or so. But I encourage you to read the letter, and of course, you can find it on Tribune.travel. We'll be sure to update you as this story progresses. Next up, Puerto Vallarta aims to certify 60 tourism companies under the Child Protection Code this year. And here is Rodrigo with the details on this story.
Jorge Antonio Quintero Alvarado, director of beach tourism, announced that Puerto Vallarta aims to certify at least 60 tourism companies with a national code of conduct for the protection of children in the travel and tourism sector this year. Currently, over 20 establishments are certified, and the Jalisco Ministry of Tourism has been working closely with local providers since September 2023 to achieve this goal. The certification, which initially included only hotels, now extends to condos, spas, restaurants, and tour guides. Last year, 8 establishments were certified, but now 26 are, with 7 more in training. The goal is to double the number of certified establishments before the state administration ends on next December 2024. Efforts include certifying the Puerto Vallarta International Airport and coordinating with the port authorities and the central bus station. The code aims to prevent, detect, and report the sexual and labor exploitation of minors, providing guidelines for action and enhancing coordination between government and civil society. With information from Brenda Beltrán, Rodrigo López Becerril, CPS News.
Thank you, Rodrigo. And now, in our next story, Puerto Vallarta launches a major promotional campaigns both in California and Guadalajara to boost summer tourism. And here's Joe with some California dreaming.
The Puerto Vallarta Tourism Trust recently conducted promotional activities in California and Guadalajara to boost the upcoming summer season. In California, the destination was advertised in 2 major shopping centers, while in Guadalajara, 65 travel agents were trained on Puerto Vallarta's offerings. Additionally, event organizers and meeting planners were briefed on the city's infrastructure and incentives for hosting events there. The city's convenient flight connections from Los Angeles and Santa Ana were highlighted. Internationally, digital screens in California shopping centers showcased Puerto Vallarta's tourist attractions. These efforts are part of a strategic plan to attract visitors to Puerto Vallarta for the upcoming summer season. With information from Brenda Beltran, Joe Wasik, CPS News.
Now it's time to focus on your health with Brent and our sponsor, Hospital Hoya.
It's time to seize the opportunity to safeguard your wellness at Hospital Hoya, where a comprehensive range of services awaits you. They have thorough medical checkups, advanced laboratory and imaging facilities, expert consultations with specialized physicians, and of course, around-the-clock emergency care. State-of-the-art intensive care and pediatric units alongside various other amenities. For further details or to schedule an appointment, just reach out to them at 322-266-1010 or 322-226-8181. Stay updated on promotions, exclusive offers by following their social media profiles. Remember, your health and that of your loved ones is paramount. Hoya Hospital, your trusted partner in health. Now from health, we go to roadside hazards in Cinco de Diciembre. Residents of the Cinco de Diciembre neighborhood in Puerto Vallarta are urgently calling on authorities to address the issue of abandoned vehicles littering their streets. Complaints have been lodged regarding more than 30 cars left unattended for months, deteriorating and becoming havens for squatters. Residents are concerned not only about the unsightly appearance and the loss of the parking spaces, but also about the potential health and safety hazards posed by these vehicles. The trash in these vehicles is attracting rats, and the homeless have been using them as makeshift dwellings and unfortunately restrooms. They demand prompt action to remove the abandoned cars, hold the owners accountable, and prevent such incidents from recurring. With information in the story from Angel Martinez. Well, that's an unfortunate situation. I mean, it's not often. It's not often we have to talk about parking and poop in the same sentence.
I know.
Sorry to say. I hope they figure it out. I know it's hard to park. I know it's kind of gross. I hope they figure it out, but we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see what happens, especially now that we'll have a new mayor, so we'll see how that goes. But anyways, tell us what you think about the stories that we've done so far. Let me know what you think. Well, actually, wait until the end of the show and then drop us a line. And I want to thank the people that actually have sent some questions and some comments, like Martika, Jan, Italian, Deluxe Lashes, RJ, Jill. Thank you so much, everyone, for your comments. We really, really take them into consideration. And you asked for some politics, so you will have some a little later.
I know. I got a personal written letter from somebody who said online, I want more politics. So you got it today.
Yes, we'll look into some of the politics later on, but right now we're going on a quick break, and then we will be back with more.
CPS News. News that speaks your language.
Welcome back to CPS News, the news that speaks your language. Now, you could be sitting where Jessy is. Now, I much prefer Jessy be sitting there because I really enjoy it. But if she wasn't sitting there, it could be you, because we are always looking for interesting people. If you're doing something for the community, if you've got a nonprofit, if you've got a big charitable event coming, then come sit across from me. I'd love to interview you about it. And all you have to do is contact CPS News. And Jessy, I think she can give you that information, or we'll just put it up on the screen for you.
Yes, of course, the phone number's on the screen. You can give us a call or shoot us a text message or a WhatsApp message, and then we will get you in here. Tell us what you're doing in the community, and I think if it's worth it, you can take my place. But anyways, right now we're gonna go over to more information with my friend Renee.
Homeless individuals are living on the Puente Camarones, using it to consume alcohol and illegal substances. The Puente de los Camarones is in dire condition. Located the junction between Boulevard Medina Asensio ends and Avenida Mexico begins in the Cinco de Diciembre neighborhood. This bridge once served as a main access point to Puerto Vallarta, spanning the now redirected Los Camarones stream by the Libramiento Luis Donaldo Colosio. According to citizens' reports to CPS News, the bridge has been abandoned and is now occupied by homeless individuals who live there, drinking alcohol and consuming drugs day and night. They've even started bonfires under the bridge. Notably, a large number of tourists walk across the bridge daily. They often have to navigate past homeless individuals who sometimes approach them for money, creating safety concerns for both tourists and locals. Additionally, the bridge, which was recently painted, is now covered in graffiti and litter left by homeless, tarnishing Puerto Vallarta's image. Another significant issue is the presence of noticeable cracks in some of the bridge's pillars, which could pose a future risk of collapse. Authorities are being urged to inspect the bridge's structure immediately. With information from Itzia Rodriguez, Renee Sproles, CPS News.
Well, I hope they get that cleaned up soon and make it safe for everyone. Okay, now here's Jessy to give you a way to own your very own piece of Vallarta.
Thanks, Brent. Now, discover Puerto Vallarta and seize an excellent opportunity with Coldwell Banker. They offer fractional properties in the charming romantic zone, providing great benefits. They fully furnish units, ensure access to the beach, pool, and gym for your enjoyment. With fractional ownership, you receive a legal deed and the right to enjoy the apartment annually, either for your vacations or to generate additional income through rentals. All of this starting from just 300,000 pesos. With financing options available. So create unforgettable memories in Puerto Vallarta with Coldwell Banker La Costa. Get more details by visiting onebeachstreetpd.com.
Welcome back to CPS News. Thanks for sticking with us. And now it's the end of our So You Think You Can Talk contest. How sad. You guys really came through.
Thank you.
You really you submitted a lot of them. You heard a lot of the messages.
I did.
I heard a lot of the messages. Some of you guys did really good at staying to 10 seconds. Some of you guys going a little long, but you like to hear yourself talk. I kind of understand that too, trust me. So I want to do a quick shout out to the finalists. I've got your names here, so big thanks. These are the finalists. You'll be getting a call or a message from Jessy to come into the studio for the next round. So I want to congratulate Maria, Andrea, Shamsun, Joseph, Fatima, AJ, and Carlos.
Yes, I will be reaching out to you guys for the final step to the contest, and that is that you have to come in studio and record, a note here with us, and you also get a tour of the CPS media. So hopefully you'll love that, and I think you will. So anyways, I'll get to you, so just have a little patience, and I'll contact you. But congratulations, and thank you so much to everyone else that didn't get the cut but sent in their voice.
I mean, they were all great. It was really hard choosing, but you guys really stepped up for it, and you're going to be in these studios soon, and you're going to be the voice behind our news. But now it's finally time to move on to one of our favorite segments, if not the favorite segment. It's time for
Laura's Leisure List.
Again.
Thanks, y'all. I'm excited to share some extra special events in Vallarta and Bahía de Banderas coming up this week. From May 15th to June 10th, experience a variety of flavors at reduced prices, all in one memorable event through outstanding restaurants. It's Puerto Vallarta's Restaurant Week. Go to restaurantweekpv.com for more details. Radiante 98.3 FM is turning 6 years old, and we're throwing a party at the Roxy Rock House in Zona Romantica. Join the party on June 7th, and doors open at 8 p.m. The night will be filled with live music, gifts, and the entire Radiante team. We're also excited to welcome our special guests, the Asphalt team, celebrating their 1-year anniversary on air. Don't miss out on this rockstar event. Reserve your table now by sending a WhatsApp message. Come and party with us and make it a night to remember. Don't miss the first Civil Protection and Firefighters race in Puerto Vallarta. Join us this Sunday, June 9th. Sign up now. Get more information by texting this WhatsApp number at 322-319-1436. The race supports retired or active associates with serious illnesses and aims to create a fixed fund for future competitions of the institution. We continue the celebrations for the 106th anniversary of Puerto Vallarta as a municipality and its 56th year as a city. Here are the many opportunities to join in the celebrations this week. Join us on May 28th for the photography contest, Puerto Vallarta, What Defines Us as Vallartenses at Heart, in the central courtyard of the Presidency, showcasing the pride and love to Vallarta. On May 29th, the traveling photographic exhibition, commemoration of the anniversary of Puerto Vallarta, will be displayed in the El Petial delegation, and a mural will be inaugurated at the Lighthouse on Matamoros Street. On May 30th, the event, Puerto Vallarta, 2 Encounters with Its History, will take place in the central courtyard of the Municipal Presidency, along with the Jazz World Music Festival at the Arches of the Malecon. On May 31st, joy and color will fill the streets with the anniversary parade, from the Sheraton Hotel to the Arches of the Malecon, culminating in the anniversary commemoration of Puerto Vallarta in the El Faro area. Join us in celebrating our beloved city's rich history and vibrant culture. Hope you enjoyed that peek into Vallarta's awesome events lineup for this week. Back to you guys for more news.
Thanks, Laura. Another week of events, and for sure I don't want to miss them. We wish I could attend all of them, but if you do see us at one, say how. Or say hi. Now let's get our nerd and get animated. How about some tech talk from Brent with our sponsor from Savvy Control Home.
Thanks, Jesse. And first off, big thank you to Savvy for having us out there on Saturday with Asphalt Radio. For everybody who came to see us, thank you. If you bought us a beer, bonus points. But let me talk a little bit about Savvy if you don't know about them. So, are you tired of dealing with high utility bills when you rent your vacation apartment or Airbnb property? Did you know that you can easily oversee your home's lighting, air conditioning, and security from anywhere? With Savvy Control Home, you can achieve a significant savings in the long run. Take control of your home's automation, manage it remotely. Visit their location at Carretera Punto de Mita, that's kilometer 1.5 Local 9, which is in La Cruz, or contact them at 329-114923 for more information. Simplify your home with Savvy Control Home. Now next up, a long-awaited paving of one of our local streets begins, but the sudden road closure has frustrated residents and motorists. Here is Rodrigo to tell you what road to avoid until they're done.
Avenida Las Flores, that connects Medina Ascencio with the Mexico Avenue, has sparked public outrage due to the lack of prior notice. The road is expected to be closed for approximately 8 months. The state government has begun paving Avenida Las Flores in the Villa Las Flores neighborhood with hydraulic concrete to improve access to the Puerto Vallarta International Convention Center. Although this project has been eagerly awaited for years to enhance traffic and mobility, some residents are upset about the road closure for several months. Motorists are frustrated because there was no advance notice about the closure, and the only sign is placed right where the work starts, forcing unexpected detours. The project, currently in the pipe and drainage installation phase, is expected to take about 8 months to complete. Drivers are advised to avoid Avenida Las Flores during this period to prevent inconvenience. With information from Ángel Martínez, Rodrigo López Becerril, CPS News.
Thanks for updating us on that story, Joe. Now, in our final story tonight, Laura will tell us all about some Jalisco Health Ministry guidelines for schools to combat rising temperatures and prevent heat-related illnesses.
The Jalisco Ministry of Health has issued guidelines for schools to prevent heat-related issues amid rising temperatures. Peak heat hours are between 11 a.m. and 4 p.m. Schools should ensure classrooms are well ventilated and protected against mosquitoes to prevent dengue, provide safe drinking water, and encourage constant hydration. Students should drink water, avoid sugary and energy drinks, and eat seasonal fruits and vegetables. Direct and prolonged sun exposure should be minimized with sunscreen and hats recommended. Proper food storage and regular hand washing are also essential. Heat stroke symptoms include thirst, dizziness, irritability, headache, lethargy, dry and pale skin, weakness, and excessive sweating. If dehydration is detected, move the person to a shaded, ventilated area, hydrate with water or oral rehydration solution, and cool with damp cloths. For severe symptoms, seek immediate medical attention. With information from Bertha Beltran, Laura Lane, CPS News.
Now, here's Brent with one of our most popular segments, our interview, and today he's with Rodrigo, our local CPS political expert.
Welcome back, and most of all, welcome back, Rodrigo. You were just here, I don't know, a month ago or so, talking about politics, and I am amazed at how many people have reached out to the show and written me personally saying that was one of their favorite newscasts, and they learned so much about it. So with the elections coming up on June 2nd, I wanted to have you back in, and I want you to talk a little bit more about politics. So welcome.
Thank you for the invitation, Brent.
Anytime.
It's a pleasure to be here at CPS News.
Well, it's our honor to have you. So we only have about 5 minutes, so that's not a lot of time to cover all of Mexican politics, but we're going to do our best. So first of all, can you just kind of provide a summary of how the presidential elections are shaping up so far?
Sure. Well, let's say that we are close to the end of the campaigns. That'll be next Wednesday, May 29th. It's the last day of campaigns, of these short campaigns that have been like 3 months for the presidential elections and 2 months for the local elections in Jalisco, and only 1 month for the local elections in Nayarit. So next Wednesday is the last of the campaign days. All the candidates will have these events to close their activities, and the other 3 days, from Thursday till Saturday, there's this period called a silence period. Any media can talk, must not talk about politics or political parties or campaigns before the election. I mean, until Sunday, the next Sunday, June the 2nd, when we are called to go to the election. So until now, surveys, as you know, there are 3 candidates. There are 2 females, 1 male. Surveys shows that the candidate of the ruling party in Mexico, Claudia Sheinbaum of Morena, the ruling party, has more than 12 points in an advantage of the second one candidate, that is Xochitl Gálvez, the candidate of this alliance called Fuerza y Corazón por México, something like Force and Heart for Mexico, Xochitl Gálvez. So, and in the third place is the candidate of the Orange Party, Movimiento Ciudadano, Jorge Álvarez Maínez. So most of these reliable surveys shows that there's going to be this big distance between the one and the second place, but the real survey is going to be next Sunday. Right. There are almost 100 million Mexicans called to go to the elections next Sunday, and the Electoral Institute is hoping that at least the 51% of Mexicans go to the ballots. Okay. To participate.
And I find it interesting. So you're saying Claudia has about a 12-point advantage right now.
Yeah, at least.
And that's a big advantage. And so when you see an advantage coming into an election this close, is that usually how it turns out, or sometimes are there pretty big surprises?
Well, I think some Mexicans are waiting for a surprise. But the fact is that sometimes these surveys are not that reliable, because from some years to nowadays, some people is not answering like the real answer or the real candidates that they want to choose on the election. So we will be very following the election very close to give the results.
Well, I could talk about the presidential election forever. That's super, super interesting. But I guess we got to bring it down just a little bit. So now let's talk about the state elections for Nayarit and Jalisco. Who appears to be leading in those right now?
Well, in Jalisco, there's also 3 candidates. The ruling party is Movimiento Ciudadano. His candidate is Pablo Lemus. It's supposed with a little advantage over the second one, that is Claudia Delgadillo, the one from Morena and an alliance of other 4 parties. And in the third place, Laura Aro from the opposition. So here in Jalisco, it's going to be very interesting, but because some of the surveys shows that they are very close, like 2 or 3 points, one over the other. Maybe Pablo Lemus because it's the ruling party, but any is decided. Nothing is decided for the next Sunday. So it's going to be very interesting if Jalisco changes to Morena or if it keeps with the actual Movimiento Ciudadano party.
Okay, what about Nayarit? Nayarit's had so much with corruption. I mean, there's been a lot in the elections. What's going to happen up there, do you think?
Well, in Nayarit, there's going to be a local elections. There are 20 municipalities, and they will choose another Congress. There's 30 deputies. So there's Morena, the ruling party, and it's supposed Morena will have the majority.
All right, we're going to have you back. This is great. We didn't even get to the mayoral race for here, but I mean, hey, we learned a lot. We're going to have you back with the elections.
Sure.
Really appreciate your insight, and I want to thank you so much. And we're going to have you back soon. So we're just going to run out now to Joe with a story that needs to be addressed about a popular tourist destination that's unfortunately running into some hard times with some trash. It's Plaza de Armas. So thank you so much for coming.
Thanks, Frank, for the invitation.
Residents of Puerto Vallarta's center are distressed by the area's neglect, despite its status as a key tourist attraction. They report issues with poor public lighting, unfinished repairs to the Malecon, potholes in cobblestone streets, and an invasion of informal vendors in Plaza de Armas. This has led to increased rats and cockroaches, unfair competition for established businesses, and the closure of some. Marina Perez Villordo and Carmen Leticia Gomez Teo highlight the severity of the situation, noting the plaza's filthy condition, safety hazards from damaged streets, and a growing number of homeless people. Despite promises from city officials to address these problems, residents are still waiting for action. With information from Miguel Gonzalez Guerra, Joe Wasik, CPS News.
Well, welcome back, and what exciting times to be in Mexico right now. These elections are super exciting. I find them very interesting. I'm sad I can't vote, but this is the most I've ever known about the politics in Mexico, thanks to Rodrigo and chatting with you. What do you feel about it? How are you feeling?
Well, I want to say thank you also to Rodrigo. He's a true expert about politics, and I have also learned a lot because of him. But yes, it does get interesting, and I'm excited about voting on Sunday. And if you can vote, make sure to do it this Sunday, June 2nd. I'll see you there, and I'll be checking your finger. But anyways, we have come to the end of this newscast. Thank you for being here with us. Please, it's time now to comment below. If you're watching us on YouTube, please comment, say if you like it, if you didn't like it, if you like the stories, if you want more of what stories. Tell us what you're looking for. Thank you so much for being here tonight, and I hope to see you next Monday.
Yep. Good night, everyone, from me too, and thanks for tuning in to CPS News, the news that speaks your language.
CPS News, news that speaks your language.